So it wasn't straightforward. What I thought I was cutting down there, I've actually had to remake it again. There you can see. I had to put another slip coupling. So I did cut and cap it, but what it turns out is you've got your cold feed going down there, and that's coming up and then just feeding the cold tap. The one on the outside, you can't see where it's coming out the wall. How are we doing, everyone? Welcome back to today's video. Well, this week's video even. So I've not really done an intro video for the past week or so, as you may have noticed, and I've just not been feeling myself. I'm not quite ready to sort of be completely open about it, but I am in the process of sorting things out and getting some help, but it's been quite difficult, if I'm being perfectly honest. And this is the first time I'm speaking out about it on a public platform, on a social platform. I've spoken to other people, you know, people who've been following me on Instagram and my stories. They've picked up as well that I've not really been feeling like myself. I've not been acting like my usual self, and as a man it's quite difficult to open up about these sort of things, but once you do start opening up about it, it's like the floodgates just open and everything just sort of comes out. So I am still dealing with some stuff. I'm feeling a bit better this last few days. Towards the end of this last week, I've been feeling better. I've been on the up, and I don't know. I mean, I'm going to see how things go, and I may do a video on it in terms of like just talking about what I've been going through, what I've been through, because I know for me it helps when I see other people talking about it, and it makes me feel like I'm not alone. Because I think a big part of this is when you're going through stuff like this on your own, especially, you kind of feel like, oh, what's wrong with me? You know, it's me. There's something wrong with me, and it can really consume you and really sort of. And I think that's what happened to me. I had a lot of different things floating around in my head, and it all just came to a point where I felt like I'd had enough, pretty much. I'm not really comfortable saying much more than that at the moment, because like I said, I'm still sort of going through it and processing stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit about that. So if anyone else is also feeling that way, just remember, you're not alone. And it's perfectly normal to feel this way. You know, it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what your background is, what your work line is, or anything. We're all human at the end of the day, and we all have these the mind that I've realized is such a powerful thing, and it can really consume you if you let it. And I think that's the hardest thing for me, is to not let my mind control me, make sure I'm in control of my mind. And that's what I'm starting to get control of, I feel, and it's helping me feel a little bit better. So anyway, let's move on. And this week's video, I've got a couple of breakdowns for you guys. The first one you'll see, I made an assumption and it bit me in the backside. I was pretty stressed out on this job, and luckily I did manage to reverse what I'd done and actually sort out the problem. Well, temporarily anyway. And the second one is an interesting one. If you're interested in wiring faults and how I do fault finding on wiring, the second video will be of great interest to you, because it's just me running through the process of elimination when it comes to fault finding on an S-plan system where you got individual zone valves. So I hope you find this useful. I have been keeping an eye on the subscriber numbers, and as much as I wanted to hit 10k by the end of Feb, it hasn't happened, which is fine. I think I'm on 9,900 and something, so I'm not far off. But that is what it is. I'm going to hit 10k soon, and I'm really looking forward to it, because I've got a few bits included for the giveaway. I think I mentioned in one of my shorts, I've got the Top Tiers gas sniffer, which is going to be up for grabs as part of the giveaway. Unilight are sorting out a bundle as well for me, so that's going to be part of the giveaway, and also Velocity are as well. So there's going to be a few nice bits involved in the giveaway. I think at the moment, because I've got those three, I'm probably going to do 3 giveaways. So there's going to be 3 different prizes for people. So it's going to be like a Unilight bundle, a Velocity bundle, and then we've got the gas sniffer as well. I'm going to speak to a few other companies and see if anyone else is willing to chip in and, you know, add anything extra in for the giveaway. But we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated, but please don't forget to like and subscribe. I know I bang on about it a lot, but it really does make a difference when I see those numbers go up. And drop a comment on the videos if you enjoy them. If there's anything that you want me to show in particular, then let me know. I'll try and do some other more dedicated videos. But I hope you all have had a great weekend. The sun's out today, so yeah. I've had a good Sunday today. I've had a good weekend, and it's put me in a good mood for this week going forward. Spent time with the family, spent time with the kids. Today was a busy day. I had Kung Fu for Iron in the morning, and then we've just started the swimming sessions. So Iron had swimming straight after Kung Fu, and then straight after his swimming lesson, it was Jessica's swimming lesson. And yeah, so Sundays go quick. Yesterday went quick, but I'm going to stop waffling on. You're not here to listen to me waffle on about my personal life and that. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And sorry about giving you the weather when I was meant to give you the news. Enjoy the video. Don't forget, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Press the little bell button. Do it, do it, do it. And I'll see you on the next one. Enjoy. All right, I've got an emergency call out. Outside tap is popped off of this ISO valve. So I'm going to whip this off, see how much pipe I've got on the bottom to press a coupling on. And then, yeah, just get it all pressed back in and that'll be done. They've already got another isolation valve inside, so there's no need for one out here. So we're going to get rid of this one now. Right, not as straightforward of a fix as I would have hoped. I've still got loads of ice in there, so I'm going to heat that up and try and get the water out of there. That, I can't get the nut off from there. And on the inside, that pipe, we can't see where it's coming from on the other side of the wall. So I'm going to use a little angle grinder to grind the nut off and then try and cut the olive off and then see if I can maybe, how much pipe I've got in there. Might be able to press a coupling onto it. If not, I might have to unsweat that bit of pipe or see if I can get another coupling onto there and just solder it after I can get the water out of it. But let's try and get this off first. Right, so managed to get all the ice out of there. That was coming out a bit of a funny angle, so I managed to bend it back up a bit. Got a press slip coupling on there. And that should hopefully cool. Right, do you want to go and turn the water on in the inside?
Yeah.
And then we'll just turn this on and just test it. Okay, change of plan. Gonna just get rid of all this and then let me get my press gun. I need that now anyway. Possibly set of grips. Right. So what we're going to do instead, I'm just going to get rid of that garden tap altogether because the cold pipe is that one there on the left. So we've got a gas feed going to the hob and then there's a cold pipe on the left there. So what I'm going to do at the moment, because I can't see where that's coming out the wall, I'm just going to cut that, cap that for the time being. It's winter, they don't need a garden tap at the moment. Come back when the weather gets a bit warmer and take a feed from the cold under the kitchen sink. Then punch a new hole out and just fit a new garden tap where it's a little bit more easily accessible. And also put an ISO valve on it as well, because I thought there was an ISO valve in here, but there isn't. It's just the main stopcock here. So get that turned off. And then when I redo it, I can put an ISO valve on the inside so you can shut it off in the winter, so this sort of thing doesn't happen again. So it wasn't straightforward. What I thought I was cutting down there, I've actually had to remake it again. There you can see. I had to put another slip coupling. So I did cut and cap it, but what it turns out is you've got your cold feed going down there, and that's coming up and then just feeding the cold tap. The one on the outside, you can't see where it's coming out the wall. So luckily I had enough pipe to be able to, I had to get the multi-tool to cut the cap off there. Managed to get the pipe out a little bit more here and cap that there. So now water's back on everything. And then, like I said, in the summer, I'm going to come and put a new garden tap, get the one with the back plate, so it just comes straight out of the wall rather than having any exposed pipe here. So yeah, it's meant to be a quick in and out job, but it wasn't. Okay, so I've got a combi, an Ecotech Plus 832. It's on S-plan, so we've got underfloor heating zone, and there's also radiators upstairs as well. Customers reporting that they've got no heat anywhere. So that pump's running, so that's going into this. That's coming via the wiring sensor. Just need to figure out what's going on here. So that's opened. What's going on with this zone valve here? That seems to be open as well, but it's not sending any power back to here. There's nothing on there. So let's open up the wiring center and find out what's going on with all the powers here. Okay, so I'm just checking first powers on the browns, because the zone valves, they seem to be open. So the first one, let's have a look. So I'll trace it. So that's the underfloor heating one. That's the radiator one. So for the underfloor heating one, that's linked to this black there. Okay, so I've got 230 on that. Let me bring this there. Okay, so as I was saying, I've got 230 on the underfloor heating brown. Nothing on the central heating one. So I've got 230 on the brown for that, but then I've got nothing on the orange, which should be our switch lives. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check that zone valve, because that's the one that's got power to it, and flick the little micro switch and see if that then sends power to the oranges up here, and see if that causes the boiler to fire up. Right, so with this zone valve, I've just seen that it's not actually sitting on the body properly. You can see there, that's not on properly. So I reckon that might be a reason why it's not actually motoring over, but I've just hit the micro switch manually and it gave the boiler demand. It's obviously gone off now, but there was a demand on there. So let's fit that back on properly and see if that then motors it over. Okay, so I've just whipped that head off, and in actual fact now got nothing. Now, as in, we've got power to the brown, but that's not motoring over. So I think first of all, synchro motor on that, because if I hit that micro switch, if I do that now, right, where have we gone? Where's the micro switch? There it is. Right, so I'm going to hit that micro switch and try and do this with two hands. If we look at that, if I hit, I'm going to press the micro switch now manually in 1 second. Oh, come on. Right, see? Radiator symbol comes on. So we've got heat demand. So I know the zone valve itself is fine. It's just the synchro motor. So first of all, let's get that swapped out. Actually, before I even do that, let me just test this one as well, because when I turn the power off, I might as well do both together. Okay, so the radiator central heating zone valve is linked to this wireless receiver, which doesn't seem to be doing anything. So what I'll do, let me flick the power off, change the synchro motor on that first, and what I'm also going to do, I'm going to link out the common and the switch valve inside here to just prove that that heating zone valve should come on as well. Okay, so I've just put a link between 1 and 3 because 1 is already powered by a permanent live in here. So now let's power it on. So now that's got a permanent live going to the switch live. That should then be sending power to this zone valve here, which is it doing anything? Okay, that's still flicking back. So let's now check. So that's on that grey, which is this cable coming to there, which is that grey. So now I should have, actually we'll have 240 on there. I should do. Let's see. Yeah, or 230 even. So got 230 on the brown. That one's not doing anything either. So looks like we need a new rheostat, wireless rheostat, and 2 synchro motors. So I'm going to change over synchro motors first. That will then prove this is doing what it's supposed to do, and it'll prove that the zone valves are sorted. And then I'll see if I've got another replacement one of these in the van. Okay, both synchro motors have been replaced. Let's put the power on, and let's see. Okay, that's motoring. Wait for a couple of clicks. That one's not doing anything. We do have a heat demand, so okay, so that's from that one. So that's proving that's working. Now the underfloor heating, okay, so the pump's not come on, which means we haven't got demand yet for that, but I know that's working via that. That's fired up for heat, which is good. And now we need to get a demand on this. So I'm going to kill the power, take that link out, and then I'm going to put on the underfloor heating and try and get this to come on. Okay, taking that link out, that zone valve shut, heat demand's gone off. Now let's try get the underfloor heating on. So I never know how to use these. I think I've got to turn it maybe off and then on again. I heard a click there. Does that mean it's reset this? Where's it gone? Nope. Right, so now I need to figure out how to get the underfloor heating to come on. Okay, good news. I've just been out to the van to grab myself another stat to replace that with. I'll come back in and it's fired up. Underfloor heating. That zone valve's come on. Boiler has got a heat demand. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if this is with all underfloor heating or most. I always find there's a bit of a delay when you give the demand and how long it takes for it to reach here for whatever reason. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's coming on. We've got heat going through there, which is great. So now I've got to kill the power again, and also look, the temperature's starting to go up as well on there. That was sitting around 15 degrees, so it's already gone up to 20 degrees, which is good. So that's all working. So I'm got to kill the power again, unfortunately, and rewire this into there, and then pop the new thermostat upstairs, and then we should all be done. Okay, so got the new Danfoss on there. So 12 degrees at the moment. What we're going here. So we've got no lights on there. So let's turn this one up. Just set. Oh, there we go. That's come on straight away. Set that to 22 because it's quite cold in this house. Bottom zone valve should motor over. That should click on. There we go. We've got heat demand. Now I'm just waiting for the underfloor heating. Like I said, it just took ages.